Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you in to NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage on the ECC network. In today's conference opener, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Daemen University Wildcats. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, and soon to be joined by our CSI Sportsnet colleague, Nicholas Bavona. And Nick, the Dolphins are coming in off yet another come-from-behind win against East Stroudsburg on Sunday. The Wildcats are 4-3. They had a hard-fought win last time out as well.
Two teams that seem to be evenly matched. Dolphins 5-3 on the season off that big victory that you mentioned. Dana Phelan leading the way with 17 points in that come-from-behind victory against East Stroudsburg here in the tank. And the Wildcats 4-3 on the year. Both teams playing their ECC season opener.
We are just moments away from the introductions of starting lineups here at the tank. And this, of course, is the McDonald's pregame show ahead of the conference opener for both of these two teams. The Dolphins and Wildcats play an ECC matchup for the first time this season. The Wildcats undefeated against the Dolphins in the history of these two programs. They have won all 6 regular season meetings, plus one meeting in the playoffs 2 years ago. But this is not the same Dolphins team they met in the ECC postseason, and we will get a chance to meet both teams in just a few moments as starting lineups are introduced. We will be right back with tip-off between the Dolphins and Wildcats right here on the ECC network.
East Coast Conference doubleheader.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dine-in order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
No, I'm right. The podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Nick Durst here along with Joe Calabrese.
Here we are, 200 episodes later, about 150 episodes with guests, our friends, soon to be your friends.
Well, it's pretty clear, Joe, that it's all about You Know I'm Right, the podcast. That's my You Know I'm Right moment. Wanted to do a podcast, and everyone was like, what are you, crazy? Who's going to listen? You're not going to get guests. Well, guess what? I'm the best when it comes to getting guests. You could vouch for that.
I am so happy that you asked me to do this. I couldn't have been more thrilled. And follow us on socials, check us out. I promise you, if you want to work in media, whether you work in media now, whether you want to quit your job and work in media, come to us, and I promise you, we will get you on the right foot.
That's what it's all about, uncovering the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, and entertainment. Keep it locked on You Know I'm Right.
And we are back from the tank as starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor ahead of tonight's East Coast Conference matchup between the College of Staten Island Dolphins and the Daemen University Wildcats. As always, our starting lineups are presented by Jimmy Mac's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. First for the visiting Wildcats, their starting 5. Number 4, Danielle DeCintio. Number 5, Shyla Montgomery. Number 15, Cecilia La Pertosa. Number 25, Claire Pikett. And number 33, Sophie Auer. Starting lineup for the College of Staten Island. Number 2, Madison Haggett. Number 3, Amber Abu-Spair. Number 10, Dana Phelan. Number 11, Alexa Carollo. And number 13, Jennalise Alarcon. Those are the starting 5 for the College of Staten Island, despite a bit of a visual glitch on our screen. That has been plaguing us all day. we got rid of that extra starter. The starting 5 for CSI on your screen. Nick, the Dolphins yet to win a game in program history against Daemen. However, this is not the same team that Daemen faced last year or the year before that in the playoffs. What does this Dolphins team have to do in the absence of Kyra Rose tonight to come away with a win?
Yeah, Wildcats 7-0 all-time against the Dolphins. What the Dolphins need to do in this game is they need to continue riding some hot hands. Dana Phelan averaging over 10 points per game. Amber Abusbe over 10 points per game. And you need to feed the rock to the best player in the ECC, in our opinion, Jennalise Alarcon, averaging 16.8 points per game, 7.8 rebounds per game, 3.5 steals, and 2.6 assists. She usually has her right in the paint. May not be the case in this game, as Cecilia Laportoza is averaging 8.7 rebounds per game to go along with 10 points per game for Daemen. Sophie Auer and Danielle DeCincio also averaging over 10 points per game. So an evenly matched teams game here with a lot of scorers on both sides.
Sportsmanship statement ahead of tip-off as the players wait for that to be completed. But following the reading of the sportsmanship statement, I will slide over one seat to my right, and we will be joined by Nick Bavona, who is assisting over on public address ahead of tonight's game. But the Dolphins coming off a win on Sunday, and Nick, that was an improbable victory. Nick Bavona and I called that game. The Dolphins came from behind in that one. Despite poor shooting for much of that game, once again, they feasted from the free throw line. That was key. And they did do good things defensively, especially in the second half of that game in order to come back and take the win. I think that's the kind of defense we'll need to see from the Dolphins once again here tonight. As that tip ends up with the Wildcats, DeCincio almost went out of bounds, was able to get rid of it. As the feed goes inside, big mismatch in the paint there. First shot won't go for Laportoza, and the second try rolls off. DeCincio for 3, and she banks it in.
Didn't look pretty come out of her hand, and she banks it in. Good job there, though, by the Daemen team to get multiple second chances, with Laportoza getting multiple rebounds.
DeCincio loves playing in this building, has had big games here before, as the Dolphins are whistled for an offensive foul called after an off-ball screen was set. Carollo picks up the personal, CSI's first team foul.
Laportoza and Alarcon, the matchup to watch in the paint this afternoon, this evening.
Montgomery has it well beyond the arc, directing traffic. She drives to her left, has some room for the floater, and she banks it in.
Found plenty of space there, and she's able to bank in the shot.
5 quick points for the Wildcats. They lead it 5-0. This is Carollo on the wing. Up top to Alarcon. Jennalise crosses over to her left, spins, fakes, and finds Abu Spare. Now Carollo, cross-court pass, out of bounds into the front row. And it will be Wildcats basketball.
Reckless pass there that goes into the stands. And Daemen now looking to continue this early run.
Well, I did mention that Sunday was the last time out for the Dolphins. That was the last game that counted in the record column. They did play an exhibition game earlier in the week at Fairfield University. That is where assistant coach Kelsey Carey played her college basketball. And in that game, Kyra Rose went down with an injury, and as a result, she's out tonight as the Dolphins force a turnover.
Yeah, they'll see how they can contend without Rose here for an extended period this season, as Phelan steps out of bounds after receiving the pass.
We were curious to see who would get the nod in the starting lineup in the absence of Rose, and the way Madison Haggett has come on recently, she gets into the starting lineup. Noemi Masinghe is in uniform tonight. She was not in uniform for the last couple of games.
Yeah, we'll see if they ease her back into the rotation, limit her minutes, but they certainly have missed her.
And they will definitely need her tonight. Floater with the left hand rolls off by Pikett, and that was tipped out of bounds by Daemen.
Might be Haggett's first career start from my memorization, but we'll see how she works here with this starting unit rotation.
I can probably get you that information in the next 15 seconds if our internet is good. Meanwhile, this is Haggett on the wing.
Well, the internet's always the question.
It's a big question, but we're working on it. Haggett drives the baseline and throws one over the top of the rim.
Able to get to the basket with ease there, just couldn't finish.
Montgomery kicks out for Auer. Auer has it back. Now DeCintio on the wing, 15 to shoot. Dolphins not making things easy for Daemen early on, but once again, they've struggled shooting early as the Dolphins have another steal. Abu Spair pulls it back outside, uses the Alarcon screen. Pull-up jumper is good, and the Dolphins are on the board.
Abu Spair called for the screen. Alarcon came over, and they executed to perfection.
Well, Nick Bavona has been seated to my left this whole time. He didn't tap me on the shoulder to let me know he was ready. He just assumed I'd welcome him in.
Oh, I just got to get ready myself. I thought 2 minutes before tip-off I was going to be doing a public address.
And an offensive foul is called against the Wildcats. So the Dolphins defensively not off to a bad start, but once again, it's a slow shooting start. And Nick, to your point earlier, this is Haggett's third start of this season.
Okay.
Going back a year.
First one at home.
First one at home. Going back a year, she started twice last year. This is Abu Spair with another tough pull-up, and that won't go.
Haggett, a sophomore, going to be one of the future cornerstones for this Dolphins program.
Pikett thought about the three. Lapertosa had it poked away. DeCintio left open. Short.
Wildcats, it's so clear just looking at it, a huge length advantage on the court.
That's not unfamiliar territory for the Dolphins as that extra length pays off right there. Lapertosa swats the shot by Phelan, and the Dolphins will inbound from the baseline with 21 to shoot.
Dolphins obviously coming off in their last game here at the Tank, you know, not a great shooting performance in that game, but still were able to come out with the victory due to their defense and forcing free throws.
Great minds think alike, Nick. That was my point of emphasis in the pregame. The way the Dolphins played defense in the last one is something they need to replicate tonight. Carolla way too strong on the three. Phelan's putback is good, and the Dolphins are within one.
Going to need to duplicate a lot of scoring by Phelan as well. And there you saw her on the boards big time.
Phelan has hit some big shots for the Dolphins down the stretch in games this year and has gotten off to some hot starts. As Lapertosa has the easy two off a nice feed from Pikett.
I was talking to Phelan pregame, and she said she was relieved that I didn't interview her in the last postgame.
Yeah,
she was happy that you kept it short and sweet, Joe, and keep her confidence up.
The Dolphins turn it over, and Pikett lays it in. I did say before we went on for the interview that it would be quick, and the power of editing is beautiful, so anything we don't like, we can go back and change it.
Oh.
Deep three. No good by Phelan. And the rebound goes to Lapertosa.
Just a little short there, but Phelan this season has definitely been a little more aggressive in taking her shot.
That lefty hook won't go, and Abu Spair tipped it out of bounds. Media timeout coming up here, but with the loss of a lot of shooting from last year's squad, I think Phelan has needed to be more aggressive shooting from the outside. I think the Dolphins appreciate that aggression shooting, especially early in games to try and get the team going. Media timeout at the Tank in a 5-point game. Daemen leads Staten Island 9-4.
Dolphins fans, want to stay connected with everything happening at the College of Staten Island? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Catch all the live streams, exclusive behind-the-scenes tours, the latest episodes of CSI Today Talks, student film showcases, and so much more new programming. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button now at youtube.com/College of Staten Island or scan the QR code on the screen and stay in the loop with everything CSI.
It's my men's. And we're back from the Tank as we got caught hunting for Nick's rosters as we came back from break. Unfortunately, Nick, I think you left him on the other side.
I definitely left him on the other side. Like I said, I was trying to get prepared for PA, but was relieved of my duties on the public address announce table before 2 minutes before tip-off happened.
Yeah,
so.
Just in the nick of time.
It is St. Nicholas Day, if you knew that.
Is it?
Yeah,
Big day.
it is.
People think it's December 25th, but it's not.
Nope.
That's a good point. Easy mistake to make there. Wildcats will inbound with 20 to shoot. Starting 5 out there for both teams, -1 for the Dolphins, as that is laid in by La Pertosa on the side of CSI. Mia Fuller checked in, replacing Amber Abu-Spair. And Corolla was fouled.
Mia Fuller, we know that she can be a pest defensively for the opposition. So right now, Coach Sarkone and the staff looking to get a nice spark from her defensively. And speaking of sparks, Naomi Masinge checking into the game.
So Masinge back in the lineup after missing a couple of games. Dolphins will ease her back in off the bench.
They certainly need her after Kyra Rose got injured in their last game. So a huge depth purposes need for CSI in this game.
This is Phelan off the Carollo screen. Fuller bounce pass for Phelan in the corner. 8 to shoot. Phelan for Carollo. Bounce pass to Alarcon. 2 on the shot clock, and that's an air ball. We mentioned the Dolphins needed to play the sort of defense we saw in the second half on Sunday. Early on, the Wildcats playing some stifling defense.
You know, the Wildcats certainly had their heads in the game early on here and are playing tremendous defensively.
I catch their efforts, Nick. I caught it.
I don't think Joe got that.
I don't think
I
he
did not.
either.
Right over my head and into
your
Nick's right ear.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm seated in the middle. Montgomery kicks out for DeCintio, and an offensive foul is called against Daemen.
Well, who's drawing it? Masinge, one of the best in the conference when it comes to drawing fouls.
We mentioned Masinge checked in for the Dolphins at the last torn. Via Buntley checked in for Daemen, and just off the bench is Jolene Raposo. Daemen by 7. 3:45 to go in the opening quarter. Dolphins with 5 early turnovers, shooting 2 of 7. However, they have forced 4 turnovers. Daemen shooting 5 of 10 from the field early. Fuller, short on the 3, did not get the roll. And the Wildcats look to run. Hauer kicks out for Buntley, and her jumper is good.
Buntley, pretty wide open there in transition, is able to knock down the 2.
It's a quick transition for Daemen to get back on the offensive side after getting that rebound.
First double-digit lead of the game for either team, as it sounds like we're having an audio issue on the other side.
Entering for the Dolphins, number 22.
And we're not anymore.
Dorothy Lacey.
I pegged this date as one where I really hope I don't have to leave the table. We should have 2 good games tonight.
Yeah.
Might have a big crowd later on tonight as well.
Crowd still filing in. This is the first game of the season where tickets are required to enter. And for those who may be joining us for the men's game, you can only enter through the 1C side of Building 1R. You cannot enter through the main doors anymore.
So make sure you bundle up for the walk from the parking lot.
Yes.
It's windy on campus.
Masinge was rejected off the spin move, and now the Wildcats have numbers. 3 on 2. Buntley off the window and in.
Wildcats doing an excellent job of running the floor in this game.
Their quick defense into offense right there for Daemen, and that's been right now the so far biggest reason why they have this double-digit lead.
Phelan in the corner, looking inside. Buntley doing a good job to deny Alarcon. They do get her the ball, and Jenelise can't finish from underneath.
She got forced a little too much under the basket there.
Ball moving quickly in transition for Daemen, but the hook won't go for La Pertosa. Bad pass there, tipped and stolen. DeCintio wide open. No good on the 3, but right there for the rebound is Raposo. La Pertosa directing traffic. Crossover by Raposo, and her pass is stolen. Alarcon gives it up to Fuller with just under a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Phelan, in and out.
That was about 3/4 of the way down. Somehow popped out of the basket.
Buntley working against Weesey, can't finish, will try again, and I think Alarcon got a piece of that one.
Good defense there by Weesey and Alarcon.
Yeah, it definitely looked like the shot got a little bit altered on the way up for Alarcon's rejection.
Let's see how good the statisticians are. I'm watching. And Phelan buries the three.
Shooters are going to keep shooting, and eventually the shots are going to fall. That's what happened right there for Phelan.
Well, somebody has the wrong score, whether it be the live stats or the venue. Because the live stats have 15, the venue has 16. And Buntley gets the lay-in to go.
Do we put our confidence in our stats crew?
We'll have to figure that one out. Phelan. For Alarcon, back out to Fuller. 15 on the shot clock. This is Phelan. Masinghe to the basket, and she draws the foul.
Well, Masinghe always does a great job getting to the hoop. And there she gets fouled, and we'll see if she can capitalize at the free throw line.
There you get a look at that last three by Dana Phelan.
They can mention, Dane's been getting a lot more shots up this season, and she mentioned it in that interview with you, Joe. Confidence has been key for her so far to start the season. So she's trying to get a lot more shots up, already has an offensive rebound and a nice two-point conversion after, and now a three-pointer there to cut the deficit to 11.
And Masinghe gets the roll on the free throw. Nick, do me a favor. Send Lewis a text and ask him about the score.
Gotcha.
Because the live stats have one score and the scoreboard has another.
Well, in 14 seconds, we should know for sure.
Masinghe 2 of 2 from the line. 13.9 to go in the quarter.
Cutting the lead in half.
Raposo with 6 seconds on the clock, defended by Fuller. Gains a step. Buntley for three. And she does not get the bounce.
Really nice job there by Alarcon to close out there at the last second to impact that shot a bit.
That will do it for the first quarter. After one, Daemen 18, Staten Island 9. This is East Coast Conference Women's Basketball on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC network.
For me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Start of the second quarter from the tank, where the Dolphins trail 18-9 after the first 10 minutes. CSI led in scoring by Dana Phelan. She's 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown, but story of the first quarter, Dolphins shoot 3 of 12 with 7 turnovers.
Yeah, pretty lucky to be down by the little deficit they are right now, because it could have been a lot worse.
This is Fuller over to Phelan. Good job to stay with her by DeCintio through the screen. We see inside for Alarcon, feed to Fuller, and Fuller can't finish, but she was fouled.
Great pass by Alarcon to Fuller, and Fuller goes down hard on the foul by Auer. Oh, calling on Montgomery, so Fuller goes to the free throw line.
Well, that foul occurred after the basket had already missed, but a foul no doubt, and Dolphins catch a break off the nice feed. And when you put someone in position under the rim with a defender on their back, a lot of the time you can get that call. Fuller goes 2 of 2 from the line, and the Dolphins are back within 7.
Well, Joe, we saw the last game, the Dolphins had an early double-digit deficit, and they worked their way back into it with the free throws. So far, they've been able to get a couple in this first half, but they need to start making some shots. Not really going to have another outcome like that they had in their last game here.
So far this year, the Dolphins, at home anyway, have been a second-half team. Several times we've seen this team come from behind late in games. And as you said, the free throws were a big part of it last time out. 4 to shoot. Auer, no good from 3. And Phelan will let it land out of bounds.
That's a possession you would love to see if you're one of the CSI coaches. Great defense all around. They kept switching to whoever got the pass and were able to force a shot with 3 seconds on the clock, and it was not an easy one.
Dolphins within 7 with possession now. This is Masinghe on the wing for Weesey in the corner. Masinghe now looks to drive. And that's a wild shot. That is no good.
Auer just put her hands up and is able to make a little contact with the ball.
Thinking about the 3 in the corner was Barros. And with the left hand, Lapratosa finishes.
No answer for Lapratosa in the paint.
Yeah, she's been the huge difference maker so far this first half with all of her points so far inside of that paint. The Dolphins' paint defense the last couple games, Joe, has been a huge issue for them. They're trying to fix that in this one.
Lapratosa with 6, Buntley off the bench with 7. Buntley not in the game right now. 10 to shoot for the Dolphins. Alarcon spins. Floater, no good. And Lapratosa has the rebound. DeCintio escapes with the pass, and Auer couldn't hit. This is Fuller. Now we see in the corner again. Wanted the cutting Phelan, and Phelan is able to track it down in traffic. We see thought about the 3. This is Alarcon left open. No good. Here come the Wildcats back the other way quickly, but Barros will slow it down. Lapratosa for Auer. Auer kicks out, and Barros traveled.
Some subs here. Abusper and Carollo are going to come in. Phelan take a breather here for the first time in this one, along with Mia Fuller taking a seat.
I think Fuller staying in the game. I think there's some miscommunication as to who's coming in.
Yeah. So Fuller stays in with Abusper, Weesey, Carollo, and Alarcon.
This is Weesey using the Carollo screen. Now Fuller. Screened by Alarcon, and Fuller's pass was tipped into the hands of Genelise. Tough shot, will not go, and you can see Lapratosa's length affecting Genelise inside.
Very difficult.
And Lapratosa got hit in the face there.
And she traveled.
I don't know how you can travel when you get hit in the face.
Yeah.
I think she traveled first. And
Did she?
That was the call. Because it seemed like Carollo, all she did was put her hands up. And then Lapratosa went into her.
I think the hands went up and the elbow caught the cheekbone, eye area.
Got to be very careful with the orbital area, because swelling could occur and black and blue and impact your vision.
That's certainly crucial now that she comes out of this game as well, because now if you're CSI, this is probably the time you want to try to pounce on and make sure you get back into this game before the first half ends.
Yeah, Buntley into the game. She's no slouch herself, though, 5 for 10 in the paint, along with Chapman, who's also 5 for 10.
We see for Alarcon now Abusper, 15 on the shot clock. Abusper on the pull-up, it rolls off. And the rebound goes to Buntley.
Nice look there, but the shot would not fall.
DeCintio up top for Buntley. She swings it to Barros. No good from 3. Rebounded by Chapman, and her pass was stolen.
Big rebound there by her, but she threw it into 4 Dolphins' hands.
Fuller, head fake. Bounce pass, and Alarcon finishes the layup.
What a pass to Fuller, what a head fake by Fuller, and what a finish there by Alarcon.
Dolphins back to within 7. They have Daemen now shooting under 40% with 8 turnovers. The Dolphins now getting the better of the turnover battle, but Buntley halts the CSI momentum with that basket.
Carollo couldn't get the steal there, left Buntley wide open to lay it in.
Alarcon with her back to the basket finds Abusper. Ball right back in the hands of Genelise. Now Weesey. She drives the baseline, and her shot won't go. That may have been blocked, and
I think it was.
Here come the Wildcats again. Chapman for Buntley, and she gets the roll.
Buntley making an impact here since La Pertosa has come out of the game with 4 points.
Fuller into the corner. Abu Spair wanted to get it to Carollo. Carollo fakes and is rejected. DeCintio inside for Buntley. Kick out, Auer. Auer will hand off to DeCintio for 3. In and out. Rebound secured by Abu Spair off the help from Weesey.
Weesey had to save it from going out of bounds.
Abu Spair picks up her dribble now. Weesey. 15 to shoot. Alarcon with the left. No good.
Alarcon running into a lot of traffic down low. And it's altered a lot of her shots.
Dolphins haven't had much around the rim in this game as Alarcon rebounds that miss. This is Abu Spair now for Alarcon. Now Weesey on the wing. Hands off to Fuller. Fuller spins, bounce pass for Abu Spair, and her reverse layup is no good.
Nice pass, but Abu Spair unable to finish on the reverse.
Feed goes inside. Chapman with the left, and she banks it in. Timeout, Dolphins.
That'll be turned into immediate timeout, as right now the Wildcats' height is just too much for the Dolphins.
Dolphins just 4 of 22 from the field thus far, and they trail by 13 with 3:56 to go in the second quarter.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
.356 to go until halftime, and the Dolphins trail Daemen University 26-13. Dolphins struggling from the field. They have forced 8 turnovers and are winning the turnover battle, but only 4 free throw attempts, and it's tough to stay in a game when only 4 of your first 22 shots have fallen. However, as we've seen, you can't count this team out. This is Carollo for 3.
Carollo taking the straight on 3, knocking it down. That's what the Dolphins need out of the timeout.
She's been getting a lot more shots up as well, guys, the last couple of games, especially has been working on her 3-point shot. Big shot for CSI to cut the deficit to 10.
14 to shoot now for Daemen. La Pertosa back in. Baseline drive by White, and she finds the open Buntley for the jumper.
Buntley having a really strong second quarter.
Phelan. Out to Carollo. She thought about the 3. And she draws the foul. And that's something we haven't seen much of in this first half. Just 2 fouls between the 2 teams here in the second quarter. And there weren't many whistles in the first either. Carollo's pass tipped and stolen. White sent it over to Barros for 3. No good. La Pertosa with the rebound. This is Barros again, defended by Fuller. She looks to drive And her layup is in and out, but she was fouled.
So she'll go to the free throw line here. I think it's the first free throws of the game for the Wildcats.
Her second and CSI's first of the second quarter. At the line for Daemen number 2, Taylor Barros.
Free throw too strong. And Barros goes 0 of 2 from the line. The Dolphins could get to halftime within 10. I think you'll take that. They still have 2:20 to make it happen. But the Dolphins turn it over there. And the Wildcats have to be thrilled with the defense they played in the first half.
Dolphins also getting some open looks, but the shots just not falling for the most part.
That's an air ball by Trapper. Haggett dove on top of it, was able to take it away from White. Phelan up the floor. Fuller, no good on the layup. Barros to White. White right back out. Now Trapper will try again. Just a bit strong that time. La Pertosa, offensive board, and the hook shot won't go.
Good defense there by Haggett.
Dangerous pass, nearly stolen. Fuller. For Oya Consola, okay. No good from the corner. Here comes Buntley racing up the floor. Now La Pertosa. Back out. Trapper was left open again. The feed goes inside, and White's reverse won't go.
No one able to finish right now at the rim.
Two teams right now shooting a combined 18 of 58. It has been a defense first 20 minutes. Phelan off from 3. And La Pertosa has another rebound. That's her 11th. White left open. Short. Rebound was tipped to White. Inside, Buntley. Can't get it to go.
Dolphins will have a chance to get the last shot of this first half right here.
They can pull to within 10. Perhaps 9 with a 3. And that was stolen by White. Good defense there, as she denied the Dolphins the exchange. Daemen will hold for the final shot of the half. Barros with the Buntley screening coming. 4 seconds on the clock. Barros for 3. Short off the front rim, and that will do it for the first half. Our score heading into halftime. Daemen 28, Staten Island 16. The TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report with women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone coming up next.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
And we're back for the TLC Physical Therapy Halftime Report with women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone. Nick joined by Coach Sarcone on the court.
Coach, lots of looks, lots of shot attempts in the first half. They're just not falling. Are you happy with those shot attempts?
No, not good shot attempts, not doing what we want to do on offense, not doing the fundamentals we work on every single day in practice, and that results to not good shots and not putting the ball in the basket. Got to put the ball in the basket.
All right, hopefully that can improve in the second half. And then defensively wise, Daemen has a lot of length, and they're taking advantage of the paint right now. How do you scheme against that?
I mean, we know what we have to do. You got to work them early. We've shown that we can play incredible defense on any team, but it's a desire thing, it's a dog thing, it's a want to work thing before the ball gets there, and we don't have that.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Best of luck in the second half. Joe, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nick. That is women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone, and that was our TLC Physical Therapy halftime report. Once again, our score at halftime, Daemen 28, Staten Island 16, the second half, and we come back from this halftime break.
Basketball has a special place in my heart because of the experiences it has given me and the purpose I have found along the way. Basketball taught me that success doesn't require perfection. Rather, I should pursue excellence in everything that I do. Basketball has led me on a journey where I've accumulated numerous life lessons to value relationships, practice integrity, and demonstrate commitment. I've learned to welcome mistakes and not only accept adversity, but embrace it. It has the unique effect of eliciting talents in someone which would have otherwise lain dormant. It is something that builds character, an element that is essential to a player's growth and development. You sometimes wonder if all the mornings and late nights are really worth it. Then you look to your left and right, and you see your teammates beside you, and you know you're not alone. And it's comforting. When you're part of a team, there's a special joy in playing for something bigger than yourself. Basketball taught me how to embrace a community. Like music, it brings people together. When you make contributions to your team, your program, it's a rewarding feeling knowing the impact you have on the larger community when you observe how much it inspires the people around you.
Dear basketball, I was only a few months old when I took my first photograph with a ball on my lap. From that moment on, you never left me. Growing up in a small village in upstate New York, 2 miles from the Canadian border, you were my constant go-to for fun and entertainment. No matter if there was 3 feet of snow or the sun was scorching hot, I always found a way to be with you as you brought me so much joy. As a child, you always had a way of bringing the neighborhood kids together. Every day we would find our way to the circular paved patio I had in my yard with an 8-foot rim nailed to a tree. It wasn't the classiest court to play on, but it worked for us, and it's where my passion for you began. Little did I know you would take my friends and family on a journey of a lifetime. It was from you where I learned to be brave, courageous, and adventurous, that if I stuck with it through my moments of failure, disappointment, and heartache, I could achieve anything I put my mind to. Like attending Duke University on a full scholarship where I was able to surround myself in greatness both in the classroom and on the court. It is here where I truly learned how to step out of my comfort zone and discover what I was made of, refusing to let my insecurities and fears hold me back. Gail Gueston Course and her incredible staff, along with my teammates, gave me a family away from home that I could have never dreamt of as a little girl. The ACC championships, the NCAA tournaments, including the national championship game in 1999, cannot match the friendships and relationships I developed because of basketball. See, I find it to be the relationships that we develop through our sports participation that are in fact the most meaningful and memorable. Basketball, you have given me a life team that I can never repay you for. You have supplied me with a platform that allows me to give back, to inspire, motivate, encourage individuals to go after their passions, to push through their failures and be fearless in stepping out of their comfort zones. It was because of you I was able to start my first company with co-founder Colleen Healy from UConn Women's Basketball called Orca Leadership. Orca standing for opportunity, resilience, contribution, and accountability. All 4 pillars we learned from playing your game. Even further, we were able to start up our own academy called Beyond the Game Academy, helping athletes across the country reach their dreams. I could have never imagined this life, and I have you to thank. Thank you, basketball.
The opportunities that basketball provided for me has been crazy. Being able to travel all over the world, to even a different country, just being able to meet so many different people and build so many different relationships has definitely just opened so many doors for me.
Opportunities that basketball has provided me, just to meet a lot of people, travel a lot of places, around the world and also around the country. It's just, a great experience to make me a more well-rounded person.
Just being able to learn from my teammates, learning really what sacrifice is about, learning about hard work, just being a part of a team, having that support group, having somebody that's there to support you no matter what. It's been great.
Basketball has given me a lot of opportunities. Obviously, just traveling and coming here, this is special. And we went to Spain over the summer, and I had never been out the country before that, so it was special. And obviously, just giving me a free education. I mean, it's a big thing, and I'm glad basketball has been able to do it for me.
It's provided a lot of opportunities, provided me to get a college degree, travel places that I never thought I would travel to, and just meet new people.
I'd say basketball has just provided me with a variety of opportunities. I mean, just the connections that I made in the Purdue community, and kind of just growing as a player and as a person has. I'm definitely blessed and grateful to have all these opportunities.
Dear basketball, since I was a kid, you have always been a way for me to clear my mind of everything going on in life and just have fun playing and competing. You led me to CNU, where I've become a part of a close-knit basketball family. You've let me build relationships with my brothers that not many people get to experience, and these relationships have been able to grow and will certainly last a lifetime. You have taught me that this sport is more than getting the best stats or winning the most games, but it's about enjoying the experience, making a difference in the community, and always competing at my highest level. Through great leadership from Coach K and other coaches, you have given me top-of-the-line resources to learn not only about the game, but about life and being a man of integrity and humility. I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for you, and I am forever grateful for the lessons you have taught me and the memories that I will have for the rest of my life.
College basketball has provided me with a platform to not only have fun on the court and be around some amazing teammates, but also kind of supplement academics with just another side of the Notre Dame experience, because sports are such an important part of the tradition there, and being a part of the Notre Dame sports tradition in any way is just an incredible honor. It's amazing. I mean, just being here all week, there's just so much recognition for such an amazing sport and such amazing teams that are here, and to be a part of that in any small way is just incredible, and I'm so lucky to be here. Just the value of determination, perseverance, and self-confidence in getting where you want to go in life. I've definitely learned a lot being around a team of such strong, inspiring women, and I can only hope to emulate there's talent on the basketball court in other parts of my life. I'm a computer science major in Notre Dame's College of Engineering, and I was really drawn to it because I've always kind of loved math and science, and it's a really fun way to apply problem-solving skills to different situations, especially in today's day and age where technology is becoming such an integral part of society. Just figuring out different ways I can contribute to that, I'm really excited to see where it'll take me in the future. I mean, I think just the general mindset of approaching something from how can I solve this in not only the best way but the most efficient way, because there's a big emphasis on that in a lot of my classes, and just kind of seeing how the sports world and the academic world can overlap, even with just the GPS things that we wear during practice to keep track of how hard we're working. Just the technology behind that is super interesting to me also. When I first came to campus, I was hoping to get involved in the women's basketball program in some way, and I applied to be a manager, and I thought that would be an awesome opportunity, super excited. And then I got an email about walk-on tryouts. I'm like, oh, this would be a great way to go meet other girls to play pickup with. I had no idea it would lead to any of this, trust me, but I'm so glad it has. And after that, that's how I met some of the women's basketball people and how I got connected to be a team manager for the program. So I started doing that first semester of my freshman year, and then, as you probably know the story, last year with the 4 ACL tears, they just needed another practice player kind of thing. So I turned from a manager to a walk-on and got the opportunity to go in some games, just help the team out any way I could, and that was an incredible ride, obviously ending with the championship last season, which was amazing. And then same thing this year, kind of just some injuries happened and they needed someone to step up. So, I mean, I'm here to be whatever they need me to be, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this program in any way. Kind of going between the manager and walk-on role, I mean, it is a different type of thing I'm doing, but it's still being around the same girls every day and just being around the team. And for me, that was such a valuable thing. And again, I guess my passion for basketball and how much I just love the sport kind of made that seem easy. Not really something I thought about a ton, just because every day it wasn't about what I could do. It was just about kind of getting out and playing the game I love every day and just being around it in any way.
Basketball has given me everything in my life. It's given me a chance to get a college education. Gives my families to take trips to these cool tournaments we go to, and most importantly, my relationships with the people I've met throughout the years, and Coach Izzo down to my junior high coach. it's provided me with great relationships with teammates and, you know, guys that I'll be talking to for the rest of my life.
Basketball has provided me with just obviously the education portion of it is huge, and also just the relationships I was able to build with my teammates, guys on different teams that go to my school, like the football team and the soccer team. There's also just the relationships that I'm able to build outside of, you know, athletics, and that's just, I believe that's huge, just being able to go and meet new people, especially at a big university like Ohio State, and just kind of get your network around and just see the way different people think and react to things.
I'd say basketball provided me with, I guess, the opportunity just to be around good people and meet people that can help me in life and give me a free education and be able to somewhat set myself up for a better life.
It has offered me opportunity to go to college, to leave my hometown, travel the world, build outstanding relationships and friendships. I'm forever grateful and owe a lot of gratitude to the game of basketball and to God for putting the basketball in my hands. So basketball has really blessed me a lot.
And we are back from the tank for the start of the second half between the College of Staten Island and Daemen University. The Dolphins trail by 12 at the start of the third quarter. It was a rough shooting half for both teams, but both sides also turned the ball over quite a bit. A sloppy start to the game for each team. Daemen, meanwhile, still leading by 12 points, despite just 2 of 14 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I think for CSI, Joe and Nick, you know, going into the second half, as they definitely will need to lower that microphone over there, but nonetheless, CSI needs a strong second half. We saw last game, down double digits, able to work their way back into the game. Can they do it to start this third quarter?
Well, the shooting was very poor for the Dolphins in the first half, and Coach Sarcone really not even happy with the looks they were getting. So we'll see if they can space the court a little more here and make some more high-efficiency shots.
Dolphins on defense first here in the third. That was Montgomery kicking out to Auer. Montgomery has it back, left open, and she buries it.
Well, you said it, Joe, left open. That was the key there, and Montgomery makes the Dolphins pay.
Dolphins have been very aggressive defensively, collapsing around the rim. That's left some of those mid-range jumpers open on those kick-out passes. Carollo out to Phelan. 10 to shoot. And Phelan was fouled.
Foul on number 4, Danielle DeCintia. Her second and Daemen's first of the third quarter.
Abu Spair, the inbounder. This is Phelan now. Off the handoff from Carollo. Phelan gets inside and gets the roll.
Phelan this season doing a great job of evolving her game and getting to the basket quite often. That's 2 times in the paint she scored in this game.
Of all the players who have attempted more than 4 shots in this game, only Buntley has been more efficient than Phelan. Phelan is 3 of 7. Lefty layup won't go for Montgomery, and Carollo has the rebound. Abu Spair for Carollo. Alarcon back to the basket, one-on-one against Pikett, and the lefty layup is no good. Montgomery off the crossover, and La Petosa kicks out. But I think they got Pikett for stepping on the sideline.
Had to be.
It's blink and you miss it on the travel signal sometimes. Dolphins have it right back, trailing by 12. And as we've seen in recent games, this position is a dangerous one against this Dolphins team. You let them hang around, and all of a sudden they make that push in the second half. This is Alarcon for Abu Spair. She stumbles with it and finds Phelan. 10 to shoot. Abu Spair on the wing, defended by DeCintio. Amber looks to drive, and her layup is good off the window and one.
Circus shot there for Abu Spair as she's heading towards the floor. Makes the shot, and now headed to the free throw line for one more to make this a 9-point game.
That is a tough shot by Amber Abu Spair, and one that the Dolphins desperately needed. And with that, they are back to within 10 and have a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
And you mentioned it earlier, Joe. The Dolphins have been a good second-half team this season. A nice big and one there as Abu Spair knocks down the free throw. And they now knock this deficit now to a single-digit game.
No commentators jinxed that from Nick. Said the end one before the shot was taken.
Confidence is key, Nick.
Confidence is key. That's the motto for this team.
It's an and one before the free throw, I think. I think the implication is that you get one more attempt.
Fair enough.
I think. You say and one as you shoot, don't you? This is Carollo inside for Alarcon. Strong hands by Jenelise. And the ball rolled over her and into the hands of Pikett.
Dolphins wanted a foul on that play.
I think that was clean, as the layup in transition is good by Auer.
Daemen has been so good in transition in this game. Lots of points coming off the transition offense.
I think the Dolphins are still making their case on that last no call as Alarcon dribbled that one off her foot, stolen by Daemen. Auer up the floor, and I thought she double dribbled there. The ball skipped up into her chest and then was off her leg and dribbled again. And that pass is tipped and stolen. Here comes Daemen once again in transition. Good ball movement and an easy lay-in for Pikett.
All these misses and turnovers for the Dolphins right now are leading to easy transition buckets for the Wildcats.
Haggett for Alarcon. Now Carollo, short on the three, but Alarcon has the rebound and the lay-in.
Second chance opportunity there. Dolphins cash in.
You got the sense that the Dolphins really needed that bucket right there from Alarcon, as Daemen has been on this run for the last minute.
Well, that run was ignited by Dolphins turnovers. Pikett off the mark, and Alarcon has the rebound. Phelan for Carollo, gets it right back. Phelan, baseline drive, spins, and can't finish.
Having no issue getting to the basket in this game is Phelan.
That's a tough shot. Poso was briefly tied up. Now Pikett outside for La Pretosa. Auer given some room. She looks to drive. And the lay-in won't go, but La Pretosa with another rebound. And jump ball was called. Dolphins ball.
Good job by Haggett there to get her hand on the ball.
Well, I mentioned it earlier in the quarter. Allowing this Dolphins team to hang around can be dangerous. And the Wildcats, as soon as CSI pulled to within single digits, responded in a big way. Turned up the pressure defensively, forced a couple of turnovers, and just like that, they had their largest lead of the game for a short time. The lead here is 13, and Weesey threw it away.
Too many of those in this game, which have been ultimately leading to Daemen points.
Just over 5 minutes to play in the third. White looking inside, and they find Auer, but the layup won't go. Poso set her up nicely at the rim, but she could not convert. This is Abu Spair from Masinghe, and Dolphins with a bit of a different lineup out there than we've seen normally as Phelan draws the foul.
Media timeout.
So we will head to a quick break. Media timeout with 4:39 to go in the third quarter. Free throws coming up for Dana Phelan. When we come back, the Dolphins trailing 36-23.
Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank with 4:39 on the clock in this third quarter. Dolphins trail 36-23, and we'll have 2 free throws coming up here for Dana Phelan.
Well, that's what the Dolphins need to do. They need to continue to attack the basket and get to the free throw line.
Phelan rattles in the first free throw.
You can see right now, Phelan is playing with a lot of confidence, driving to the basket, taking the most shots in this game.
You saw in the first that the Dolphins are trying to get to the free throw line or at least get some buckets underneath the rim as they force a travel right there in the turnover. But they weren't able to get those shots underneath the rim and kept getting rejected by this Daemen defense. So now try to make it a single-digit game once again before this third quarter ends.
If you're within single digits going into the fourth quarter, you'll take it.
No question about it. This is Phelan. No good. But Carollo snatches the rebound away from Raposo and draws a foul.
Nice job there to get the offensive board. 4th foul now against the Wildcats.
And Joe, you and I saw that in the Dolphins' last game. It got to the point in the third quarter where CSI had forced the bonus with about 5 minutes left in that third, and they did the same thing in the fourth quarter. So that was a big reason why they were able to come back in their last home game.
A quick 15 foul could really help bolster the Dolphins' comeback efforts here. This is Fuller. No good. Big opportunity there to cut it to 8. Under 4 minutes to play, third quarter. White picks up her dribble, feeds Raposo, and she banks it in.
Had a lot of space there into the basket, and Raposo knocks it in.
Phelan for Fuller. Fuller hesitant on that shot. She was open.
Missed the previous one, the other corner. That's probably why.
Carollo can't hit the turnaround. And here comes Daemen. White uses the Chapman screen. Auer almost lost it. Chapman hands off to White. And the pass intended for Chapman was too high.
With 3 minutes left here in the quarter, and the Wildcats having 4 fouls. The Dolphins should be trying to drive to the basket and take advantage.
Under 3 minutes to play now in the quarter. This is Weesey. Out to Masinghe, now Phelan. Masinghe off the feed from Phelan, has Carollo open, didn't see her, but Phelan is a bit strong. And the pass for Phelan too high.
Fuller wanted that one to get things set, and Carollo throws it a little too strong across the court, out of bounds.
said it before, this is a unit that we haven't seen play together too much, at least not here at home. They've done some good things these last few minutes, but it won't mean much if they can't pull any closer by the end of this quarter. Racing a double-digit deficit in just one quarter against this Wildcats team, a really tough task. Lapertosa rebounds the shot. That was way too strong by Pikett. Pikett's second try, no good. Another offensive board to Chapman. And her pass was stolen.
Good job there by Mia Fuller to get her hand on that initially.
Carollo goes to work and is rejected.
Nice job there by Chapman.
That ball thrown off Fuller's leg, and the shot will not go. So a transition opportunity missed there for the Wildcats, and the Dolphins will get it right back.
Good job there by Fuller to get back on defense.
Two big minutes here for the Dolphins. This is Fuller for Phelan. Carollo left open. No good. The Dolphins have had more than one look.
Yeah, I was going to say, to that point, Nick mentioned it earlier, the Dolphins are getting those looks, but those shots have just not been able to fall down in the rim so far. That's another big reason why they are currently in this deficit that they're in.
Feed goes inside for Auer. Now Lapertosa. Pass tipped. Wildcats have it with 10 to shoot. Auer, kick out. Pikett, too strong. And that ends up in the Daemen bench. It is Dolphins ball. Final minute, third quarter. Carollo hands off for Phelan. Deep three. Splash.
Guys, there was some confidence there. That was from way downtown for Phelan to get this to a 10-point game with 45 seconds in the quarter.
Big basket by Phelan. Dolphins had struggled the last few minutes shooting, but Wildcats have as well. Good defense by both sides as Carollo ended up on the floor. And Lapertosa could not exploit the mismatch. The Dolphins have another steal. And Montgomery took it right back. Wildcats have the final shot if they want it.
It's the second time in this game, guys. The Dolphins look like they were poised to have the final shot of the quarter. And a turnover now gives Daemen the chance.
Kick out for Lapertosa. Shot fake. 4 seconds to go. Pikett. Short on the three. And that will do it for the third quarter. Our score after three. Daemen in front by 10. Wildcats 38. Dolphins 28.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Fourth quarter getting underway from the College of Staten Island, where Daemen leads CSI 38-28. And our travels on the first possession of the fourth quarter. And I have to take a look. And it has been 4 minutes since Daemen's last points.
Well, guys, status quo for the Dolphins at home for the most part, as it always comes down to the fourth quarter.
And when it seems like they're out of it, they just find a way to work their way back in. But Masinge, with a bad turnover at the offensive end, set up Daemen with numbers briefly, but good defense there by Carollo, and the Wildcats will reset.
Alarcon still on the bench, as is Abusber.
Dolphins have stuck with this unit.
3 of the starting 5 on the bench.
And Montgomery hits a tough fall-away jumper.
She got some space there falling away and made it count.
And the commentator's jinx ends the scoreless run.
You spoke too soon, Joe.
It was bound to happen.
Fuller, no good. Carollo with the rebound. Shot fake, and she banks it in.
Nice job there by her off the shot fake.
Dolphins within 10 again. Haven't been much closer than that in a long time, as DeCintio can't connect. Phelan for Carollo. Carollo wide open, gets to the rim and lays it in.
Giving her space there are the Wildcats, and she makes them pay.
Miscommunication there for Daemen defensively, as Carollo took it right to the rim, wide open. Montgomery is fouled. And here come Abusber and Alarcon.
Bringing in the big guns here to hopefully tie this game up. 8-point game.
Singay and Weesey check out for CSI. But this Dolphins unit the last couple of minutes, guys, has gotten them back into this game now. A single-digit deficit. Still 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Curious to see how this goes with Fuller and Abusber, both in the game together. Fuller's done a nice job here the last 8-10 minutes running the point.
And DeCintio hits a big shot from the corner, as that one turns the net inside out. They call it a 2. It's back to a 10-point lead. Phelan, foul. So DeCintio was relegated to the bench with 3 fouls earlier. Checked back in not too long ago and picks up her 4th.
They'll stick with her for now.
Not for long, as Phelan hits the free throw.
Barros to check in for her, but not yet. I'll have to wait till after the shot.
And Phelan has 2 more from the line. Mick, Dana better hope the Dolphins don't come back.
She's coming. Yeah. If they come back, she's got to come over for a back-to-back interview, which is kind of unprecedented.
There's still a lot of time. Still a lot of time.
Dolphins are still trailing right now. Down 8.
And that's a bad pass by Auer. Alarcon will wisely slow it down. Abusber fumbled it for a moment. Now she spins. Floater off the window and in.
Beautiful job there by Abusber. She was a little surprised at how much space she had and floats it in. 6-point game, 2-possession game.
Dolphins within 6 have battled their way back, albeit very slowly here in the second half.
Well, sometimes slow and steady wins the race.
That's a big miss by Pikett. She was wide open. Alarcon open at the rim and gets the roll on the layup.
What a pass by Abusber up the court. Alarcon with the finish. It's a 4-point game with 7 minutes left here in this fourth quarter.
Timeout called by the Wildcats, and we will stay right here as we get a look at that floater by Amber Abusber. That made it a 6-point game. Not too long after that, Abusber connects with Alarcon on the long outlet pass. And the Dolphins are within 4, still 7 minutes to play.
Nick, that was tremendous right there.
Yeah.
That pass after a boost bear previously scored. Alarcon and a boost bear, they check back in and immediate impact.
I mean, you can never count this team out, guys. We keep saying it throughout the entirety of this game. It looked like early on it was going to be another rough shooting performance from CSI, but to their credit, their defense kept them in this game. Daemen really hasn't been able to get a lot of good shots up these last couple of minutes. They forced a couple of big turnovers as well. You saw Alarcon forcing one turnover that led to Abu Bears getting that floater off the glass. And now, after they got that last missed shot, we're able to get a quick transition bucket. It's now a 4-point game with still a lot of time to go in this fourth quarter.
Well, I said it earlier, both teams were playing very good defense, a combined 33 turnovers, neither team shooting it well. Daemen at 35%, the Dolphins now approaching 30%, which for CSI is a huge step up from where they ended the first half. So the Dolphins will certainly take that number given where they were earlier in the game. The question is now, can they finish yet another comeback late in the game?
Well, we saw against East Stroudsburg, that big third quarter that got them back into it, not only forcing a 10-plus turnover margin in that quarter, but their offense was big as well.
And the Dolphins will get it right back as Montgomery couldn't finish the reverse. And the rebound was tipped away from CSI. So
Dolphins having a lot of success off of these timeouts.
And now a chance to make it a one-possession game on this next possession right here.
They saw about 10 seconds come off the clock, and they have the ball right back. 20 to shoot, Carollo. She attacks, has room, and cannot finish. Raposo up top, Pikett. Montgomery double teamed. Dolphins ease off the double. La Pertosa was given some room. Auer off the bounce pass. Now La Pertosa had it poked away, threw it off the rim, and puts it back up and in.
Nice job there by her to follow up.
Well, she saw the mismatch she had with Abu Bear, and I don't know, some fans of the attendance guys were calling for a travel on that play.
You know what? I thought perhaps they might call one. But when you have a mismatch like that, it's really tough to get that call. And I think with the ball being tipped, it was probably the right no call. And Abu Bear thought she was fouled there. Big stop for Daemen following a big bucket by La Pertosa. They want to get it to her again. This is Pikett. Right back to Montgomery. Auer up top, Pikett. And they get the switch, and they've done that so well tonight, getting that switch with Abu Bear on La Pertosa, and the Dolphins just have no answer.
That's what we saw in the first quarter as well. La Pertosa was able to get a switch to get that mismatch underneath the rim and get an easy 2 points.
Foul?
Yeah, Montgomery's going to be called for the foul on that one.
We saw quite a bit of fouls in the third quarter, not so here in the fourth. Second team foul for Daemen.
That's Montgomery's now third as well, so that'd be a big loss for Daemen if she were to foul out of this game.
Montgomery, one of only 2 players on the Wildcat side with 3 or more fouls. The other is DeCintio with 4. Feed to Alarcon. And Genelise draws the foul.
Well, the Dolphins just did the exact same thing that Daemen's been doing the majority of this game. They forced the mismatch underneath. Alarcon now goes to the free throw line, trying to cut this deficit to potentially 6.
And Alarcon is who you want at the free throw line. One of the best free throw shooters in the country, Joe.
She has been to the line as much as just about any other player at the Division II level.
Mia timeout.
As of the scrimmage at Fairfield earlier in the week, she was top 3. But we will have to wait for her free throws as we have a media timeout inside of 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Daemen leads Staten Island 46-38.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
.4:58 to go, fourth quarter. And Jenelise Alarcon hits the first of 2 free throws. And the second rattles out. The Daemen lead is 7. Just over 4:50 to go. Pertosa wanted Pikett, but she commits the offensive foul.
Yeah, Pikett and Alarcon were in a little bit of a tangle up underneath. And for Alarcon, she's able to force the foul right there, force another turnover, give CSI the ball right back.
That is a big turnover by Daemen. And once again, the Dolphins don't see more than 10 seconds come off the clock on defense, and they have the ball back. Abu Spare for Alarcon, now Phelan. Abu Spare.
Carollo fell on her way to try to get a screen.
Contact there, and Phelan lost the ball.
Lots of contact there.
It's been consistent throughout the game. I think generally they've let them play, and that's always the style of game I appreciate. La Pertosa does not get the roll. Carollo had it poked away, and it will stay with Daemen. That's a rebound the Dolphins really needed there. Auer, foot on the line. Too strong. La Pertosa got a hand on it. And Abu Spare had it poked away by Raposo. Jump ball called, possession arrow. Favors the Dolphins.
Dolphins lucky to come by with the ball there.
Yeah, they got a huge break right there, forcing that jump ball. It looked like La Pertosa was going to come down with another rebound. Then they forced the turnover a couple of times, and eventually the jump ball is called, so CSI now gets the possession.
Abu Spare will bring it up. CSI trails by 7, still with time. Just under 4 minutes to play. Fuller wanted Phelan. That was a risky pass, but
she's fouled.
That's 5 team fouls on Daemen, and from this point on, the Dolphins will head to the line with every Wildcats foul.
Dolphins here need to just continue to attack the basket, take advantage.
Phelan's been great as well tonight from the free throw line, so if there's anyone the Dolphins would love to have at this point in the game shooting free throws, it's her.
And the first free throw is good.
Phelan leading the team in points in this game.
And Phelan goes 2 of 2 from the line. It is now a 5-point game with 3:40 to play. Montgomery hands off to Auer. Up top, Pikett for La Pertosa. And they call a foul.
How could that be? Alarcon was on the floor 5 feet away from her.
You know, you can call a foul there, but not that late.
Yeah, that was a very, very late foul call.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised.
You can't call that when the players that committed the foul is on the floor.
It's a tough call. Auer kicks out. Montgomery. Floater is good.
Wildcats able to capitalize off the foul.
Abu Spare for Fuller. She has it right back now. Entry pass goes to Alarcon. It's poked away. It'll stay Dolphins ball with 17 to shoot.
Here's a look at that last foul for CSI. And yeah, that was blown way after Alarcon was on the ground. I get you want to call the foul on that possession, but it's got to be called a little bit earlier than that.
Late whistle.
This is Phelan. Now Alarcon, 12 to shoot. Phelan for 3. Too strong.
Once again, great defense from Montgomery. She's been a huge defensive menace for the Dolphins in this game.
DeCintio on the wing, 14 on the shot clock. With under 3 minutes to play, the Dolphins really need a stop here. Daemen wisely using the clock. Montgomery defended by Abu Spair. Hook shot way off.
Shot clock violation.
So the Dolphins will get it back. .2:23 to play. Abu Spair was stripped, and Montgomery comes up with another big defensive play.
Great defense there by Montgomery.
Bertoza with 20 to shoot. Now Montgomery.
They've got the mismatch once again, guys. So they go to Laportoza underneath.
And they have Abu Spair switch off only for Fuller to pick up. And
nice job by Fuller there to prevent Laportoza from getting an open layup.
That's a win-win, switching from one guard to the other as Alarcon was rejected by Pikett, and Phelan follows the miss for 2. Alarcon slow to get up.
Well, nice job there by Phelan to follow that block up with the layup.
Daemen in no rush. Pikett decided not to shoot there.
Dolphins really need to stop here and then have to score.
Auer lost the ball, stolen by Fuller. Alarcon slows it down, just over a minute to play in a 2-possession game. Carollo open, too strong from the top of the arc. And Montgomery secures the rebound.
Dolphins have to consider fouling here if they can't get a stop or steal.
Montgomery continues to hold. Now Pikett will dribble it out further beyond the arc. Alarcon reaches. Pikett had it knocked away. Auer from the wing, and that is a big shot by Auer.
That's a dagger.
That one might do it. Dolphins got all the way back to within 5, but in a huge spot, Sophie Auer connects from beyond the arc and makes it an 8-point game with 38 seconds to go.
Yeah, we saw Fuller trying to get the steal as that ball was almost on the ground, and because of her trying to get the ball that was on the ground, it led to the wide open shot for Auer, knocks down the 3, and potentially ends this game for Daemen. 8-point lead, 38 seconds to go. A tough hill to climb for CSI. They want to try and potentially tie this one before regulation ends.
Dolphins have a lot of work to do, and it will start on this next possession. In all likelihood, they have to have a basket within a couple of seconds and then hope that the Wildcats come out and miss some free throws. We'll see what the Dolphins can do when they get it back. But for CSI, you have to like the second half effort. They were much better in half number 2 overall in the third quarter. From the field, just 4 of 13. They were 4 of 7 here in the fourth, but in that third quarter, they forced 6 Daemen turnovers. They held the Wildcats to just 10 points. They won the quarter 12-10, are winning the fourth 13-8, but with the really poor first half, that was not enough.
Yeah, and we saw them overcome it last game here at the Tank, but having to do that 2 straight home games is really not an easy task to do so. And to their credit, they made this at one point a 4-point game. So they had a huge opportunity to at least make it a 1-possession game when they were down 4. They just were not able to. But we'll see what they can do in this next 38 seconds. They try to pull off what would be a miraculous comeback.
It certainly would be if the Dolphins can pull it off. And it will start right here on this possession. Dolphins will inbound from alongside their own bench. 38.1 remaining. They get it to Carollo. She hands it right back to Abu Spair. Now Phelan, deep 3, way short. That's a look that Dana's been connecting on throughout this game, but that one just a bit deeper.
A little too deep there. Didn't necessarily catch the ball where she wanted to get it delivered to her.
Plus, you have Lapertosa that was going in on the defense, and not an easy shot to have when you try to shoot it over her length on that one.
So difficult shot made tougher with the length.
Dolphins will go for the steal here, and then they'll have to foul. But with a few fouls to give here, a lot of times could pick off the clock.
And I think if you're the Dolphins, what you're looking for next time out against Daemen, should they fall short in this game, is a complete four-quarter effort. They showed they can hang with this team, a team that has been so tough for them over the course of their time in the ECC. But in the playoffs, we saw it. They led at half. The game got away in the second half. Here tonight, in the first half, it was a slow start, as we heard at halftime. Coach Sarcone was a bit upset with how they played in the first half. It has been much better in the second half, but falling behind by double digits against this Wildcats team, a really tough position to climb out of. And finally, the Dolphins foul.
Foul number 13, Lee Sauer, her second, and College of Staten Island's third of the fourth quarter.
Dolphins will have to foul twice more to send Daemen to the line. There's one of them.
Foul on number 10, Dana Phelan. Her first and College of Staten Island's fourth of the fourth quarter.
Almost got the steal there.
Well, the Dolphins would have been pleased with that.
Foul number 3, Amber Luzman. Her first and the College of Staten Island's fifth of the fourth quarter. At the line for David Willoughby, number 4, Danielle DeCintio.
Free throw by DeCintio is short. So the Dolphins get what they're looking for there. And DeCintio goes 1 of 2.
Timeout taken.
Timeout called by the Dolphins.
Again, Dolphins here need a quick shot to go in.
Speaking of quick as well, guys, the Dolphins will have a quick turnaround after this game. They're back here on Sunday against Deauville, so have to be mentally prepared for that game as well.
The weekend against the two Buffalo teams, always a tough time for the Dolphins during the season. It's not often that the team will play 2 games in 3 days once conference play begins. Obviously for us, notoriously, the Sunday game against Deauville that we host has been a tough game to staff.
Yeah, usually you're doing stats, Jeff.
I have only called the game against Deauville, I think, 1 time. But that is poised to change on Sunday, so we'll see if that remains true. Alarcon over to Fuller, 18 seconds to play.
Taking too much time here to get a shot off.
Phelan looks to drive and lays it in.
Phelan had a really nice game here this evening, guys. She's continuing to grow, and they're going to need a lot of these offensive performances from her moving forward here without Rose.
And that will be a big takeaway when this game is said and done tonight. Dana Phelan had a really nice night for the Dolphins and is now shooting 5 of 12, if I'm not mistaken. 2 of 7 from downtown. That was obviously hurt a bit by that shot late, which came from well beyond the arc out of necessity. And DeCintio, that's that free throw to make it a 9-point game with 9 seconds remaining.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
Big game coming up here in the tank in 30 minutes as these two teams play again, but it'll be the men's teams on the court.
And that's a matchup that we've been looking forward to for quite some time since the season began, and obviously it carries a bit of extra weight with it being the conference opener, a bit more weight in that it's a rematch of last year's ECC semifinal, and Daemen comes in off to an unbeaten start, regionally acclaimed program, nationally acclaimed program right now as well. They've played some great basketball early this season. Right now they have to be the favorites in the ECC, and obviously this is a game that the Dolphins have circled on the calendar with it coming up here tonight. And Phelan makes it 3 of 8 from 3 with a circus shot.
Yeah, Phelan's bidding for an ECC Player of the Week nomination.
Phelan with that last make now has 19, and I'm saying it like that because Our live stats have not updated in several minutes on my end because I'm disconnected from the Wi-Fi. So you can throw out those stats I gave you a few moments ago. Instead, I'll give you the correct stats. We'll get those in just a moment.
Now, Joe, the Sunday games count for next week's ECC Player of the Week performances
this
or
week.
for this week?
This week. So Phelan has 18 points. Now 23 points.
What was her career high coming into
That's
this game?
her career high, 23.
That's career high.
She finishes 7 of 16, 3 of 10 from beyond the arc, 6 of 6 from the line. No other Dolphins scored more than 7. On the side of Daemen, La Pretosa had 10. Buntley had 13. La Pretosa also had 17 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. A tremendous effort for her at the defensive end of the floor. Could be in the running for Defensive Player of the Week come the start of next week's action. But Daemen, I'm sure, not the best game they played this year, but they did more than enough as they held the Dolphins to just 30% shooting, and they win it by 6.
Yeah, their strong start to this game is a big reason why they won this game. La Pretosa had 6 of the first couple points for Daemen in this game. Finishes with a double-double, had a big impact as well in the defensive stats as well for Daemen. And they get a huge win now on this one, go to 5-3 on the season with the victory. But CSI, valiant effort, though, nonetheless, coming back into this game and losing just by 6. Let's see now how they respond going into Sunday.
Dolphins, as you mentioned, Nick, right back at it against D'Youville. Just 2 days from now, we will be back with you here on Sportsnet come Sunday. However, you should stay right here as we have a men's basketball matchup coming up next. The Dolphins take on Daemen University on the men's side. Big game for the men's basketball program after Daemen knocked them out of the conference postseason last year. The Dolphins won both regular season meetings last year, so you know Daemen is looking to change that here this season. That game coming up in approximately 30 minutes, tip-off scheduled for 7:30. So until then, this has been Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst and Nick Bavona. All three of us back on the call for Game 2 of tonight's ECC doubleheader. Men's basketball, Dolphins and Wildcats coming up next.